What's up, gamers? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. If you're new to the channel, or if you've been listening to my channel and haven't followed yet, man, hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And do not forget to check out the GRG podcast every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Pacific, and also GMT time, 2 a.m. for the night owls. I'm a night owl, so I feel you, no doubt about it. Come and check us out. And also tonight, it's Thursday. Next podcast on Xbox 448's channel, man. Really do appreciate you guys in advance that will hit that subscribe button and share this out. Let me know what you think in the comments for sure. All right, so right now, what this looks like is the insiders versus the journalists, because today, earlier this morning, there was information that got dropped to me. Thanks, shout out to the finest, and then and some other people that dropped up some news. But Jason Schreier come out and he just basically tried to debunk this guy named Luke Stevens. I guess it's an insider or whatnot. I have no idea, but I've never heard of Luke Stevens. But of course, he says that the rumors like this keep floating around. StarField is nowhere near done, according to several people familiar with development. I'll be at E3. It'll be at E3, but planned release date I've heard is way later than most people expect. Sharing this so that folks keep their expectations in check, because right there, Luke Stevens says, apparently StarField has been pretty much done since September of last year. So listen, and then this part is over here is kind of messy, because it's from what he's saying, that Shire is saying, is that it's coming out in late 2022, and then he says, but please keep your expectations in check and refrain from sending death threats when the other rumors turn out to be false. Look, man, shots fired. Stop that. That's disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. Anyway, all right, so. But then there was also someone else that came into. She is a former journalist. Well, I think she still is a journalist, but she don't work for them anymore. So yeah, right here. Let's go right here. Um, she says pretty much once more, with feeling, StarField is not coming out this year, guys. The rumor is false. She also just breaks this down. She's saying absolutely no disrespect to anyone in this space. I just don't feel comfortable talking about things heard of the reveal. That's why I pulled back a lot from writing leaks in the last year. If I wasn't abolished writing leaks at all. Hold on, let me read this again. Lord, let me be country. If I could abolish writing leaks at all in my own writing, I would. All right. So therefore, she basically just saying, look, like I said, it's journalists against the leakers. And look, journalists can be wrong, leakers can be wrong. It's not like we haven't seen them both come out with information that they thought that was accurate and then come to be not. So it is what it is. But the one thing to me about this is what makes the most sense, and why I do believe that it's coming out in 2022, is a bunch of factors. I mean, I was on Weebly Green. I was giving my thoughts about that on TXR as well. Gave my thoughts about that, and Timmy and Pred had a different take about it. Predator, H2O. Go check them out, good people. That basically it was the consoles themselves that was kind of hindering this game to be back. From my understanding is that the game is ready to go. Now, again, I'm not I don't try to claim to be an insider. I'm a guy that just kind of follows the trends, read, for the information that I get from other people, or from stuff that I've talked from a few other people, devs or whatever. I don't try to claim myself as an insider. I just want to try to give you the best accurate information. That's why sometimes I don't even throw out videos quickly. I kind of wait. And then, if it's something that's really that's a thought process, that's a thought that I'm just like, oh, I want to kind of throw out at you, then that's just like the video I made about the whole Disney, the Mandalorian game and all that other stuff. I kind of, even though that wasn't the Mandalorian that was on that shelf, it was the Arbiter, but still, I kind of wanted to give out a what if scenario. Didn't want to come out to make it seem like it was a real thing that's actually going to come. But hey, if it could, that would be great. And then I talked about the new Captain America and all that other stuff. But with this type of stuff right here, that's why you got to be patient, because and then you just got to check the temperature. As I say, check the temperature in the room. Just kind of see what kind of makes sense and what doesn't. A game that we don't know anything about. We're just now going to see clips about it coming out this year. It just doesn't seem likely. And I'm like, if it did, that would be a monster lineup for Xbox, and they would definitely dominate um, any of the competition pretty much by having a slew of games to come out for the end of the year. But there are already going to be a slew of games coming out for Xbox at the end of the year. I mean, it's already kicking off with the Ascent that's going to be dropping off in July. I still, and I could be wrong, and I'll definitely eat the crow if I'm wrong, but I still have a feeling that Scarlet Nexus will be coming to Game Pass. Now, look, I don't, is it going to be day and date? I don't know. That would be huge. I would hope it would, but I still feel that Scarlet Nexus is going to be coming to Game Pass at some point. I'm still gonna, I'll fall on the sword on that if I'm wrong. I'll definitely say, look, hey, I'll take the L. But and so hold on, the L man is ready. I'll take it. But anyway, um, but regardless of all that, like there's still Flight Simulator that's gonna drop. I know a lot of people haven't talked about that, but that's still going to be a big game that's going to drop. If the Forza Horizon thing is true, that's going to drop. Then you have whatever else that Xbox is going to have within between what we find out about, Scorn or Crossfire X, which has been slated to come out this year. Bright Memory, I don't think it's going to come out this year. I think it's going to come out next year. But if it did come out this year, Bright Memory Infinite, I should say, then that's another huge game that's going to be coming out, or anticipated game, I should say, because I don't think it's going to be like a huge AAA title like that, but I think it's going to be a fun, cool ass title that's going to drop. But regardless of that, then you got Back for Blood that's going to go. I'm really anticipating that game. That looks really fun. I love the old Left 4 Dead games, and so this is all up in my wheelhouse right here. And then of course you got the big daddies that's going to drop, COD, and regardless if you like Call of Duty or not, it is what it is. It's a big daddy. You're going to have Battlefield 6, that's going to be a big daddy, and then you're going to have Halo Infinite that's going to drop. And let's not forget, let's roll it back too, because I know a lot of people that they try to claim that they don't like sports, but there are millions and millions of people that buy sports. So there'll be FIFA, and then there'll be Madden that will drop in the summer as well. So you put StarField anywhere, and you got the lineup of just any of those games that I said that's going to drop. Where are you going to have time to play StarField? And let me just take this back just for a second. Just think about this. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 1 was a hit. And I guess EA was anticipating, because of how well that the game sold, is that it was going to cross over, and that PlayStation fans was going to buy it in droves, and everybody else was going to buy the second game in droves. It was put in a really bad position. Even with all the, We Love Blue and all that other stuff that was happening, that Respawn was trying to do to attract PlayStation gamers and everybody else to Titanfall 2, the biggest problem was that they put the game in a slew of just bangers. Like, I don't know if it was Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2 that was the game that came out that year. Then you had Battlefield 1, I believe, and then you had Call of Duty. And I can't remember which Call of Duty it was, but regardless, Call of Duty is going to sell like hotcakes. So then you have another shooter, Titanfall, in the mix, crammed in. It didn't have a chance. And then that's why it was considered as a flop, and all of that. And the game was fantastic. The multiplayer aspect of it, I thought wasn't as good as the first multiplayer game of Titanfall, but it still was a good game overall. So, and now people are hoping and wondering and guessing if Titanfall 3 will drop because of how, because a lot of people played that game late. If they dropped that game in the beginning of the year or in the middle of the year, I think that game would have sold like hotcakes, because there was really nothing that came out at that time that was like that game. But everything else, when you drop a Star Wars game, you drop you drop COD and you drop Battlefield, it's a wrap. So if you drop Starfield in that type of, it'll be the same type of scenario. Yeah, you got Game Pass. There would definitely be more people that would play it than they play Titanfall 2. Granted, but people will still be playing Forza if that comes out. People will still be playing Flight Simulator. People will definitely be on Halo. People will definitely be playing Back for Blood. People will be playing Battlefield 6. And so people won't have the time. Even though you get into the holidays and most people will be off work at the holidays, but still people just don't have the time because, we're getting out of the whole pandemic situation. People are going to start spending time with their families. Excuse me. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. So you don't want to put Starfield in that a new IP in that type of position. So that's why I was thinking that it would be smart to put that game in the beginning of the year of 2022, and that March, April, May, that tax time slot, and then let people get a hold of it, regardless of Game Pass or whatever. There's still definitely people going to jump on Game Pass, and get the game that way, play the game that way as well. But there's still going to be people that's going to buy that game. And then, of course, just think about the lineup that comes through when you have all those games that came out in 2021, at the end of 2021, and then you're going to have Final Fantasy VII Remake finally drop early next year for Xbox. It's going to be, you know what I'm saying? It'll be fine. And Starfield is a new IP. Let it shine. Let it have its own slot. Now, from what Jason Schreier is saying, that it's going to come out late, then that would mean that Xbox is really confident that the game is going to do well in its own time slot. And then what's going to be coming out beforehand is a whole nother story. And because of course I've seen that there was something that said that Everwild, which is a game that I've been having my eye on, it's far in development, and that it's kind of caught a snag, and so now it's going to be a little bit longer to before that game comes out, which don't know. Like, listen, there's so many rumors and things that's going out and talked about. We have no idea what's coming and what's not. All I'm just saying on this is that I do believe that this game is going to come out in 2022 and not in 2021. There's just too much stuff that's going to be coming out for Xbox at the end of this year, starting right after E3, actually. And it just doesn't make any sense to try to put a new huge IP going up against a legendary IP into Halo and with Battlefield 6. So it just doesn't make any sense in my opinion. So it just, would it be great for bragging rights to say, oh, look at all these Slayer games? Yeah, but this is about business. It's not about trying to make me or anybody else happy to try to throw stuff at the, try to throw shade back at the stands. It's more about the business aspect of it, which makes the most sense, and for that game to get the most attention. And putting that game in the beginning of the year or at the end of the year is perfect. That's where we're at. So I think that I'm going to side with the journalists on this one. I think that this game is coming out in 2022. I definitely like to hear your thoughts, man. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Man, but that part at the end talking about the death threats, that's pretty bad, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, let's get the hell out of here. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for Starfield, man? I'll be excited for Starfield after I see what the hell the game is going to be. Because of course we're hearing rumors about Tom Cruise and everybody. I don't know, man. It's crazy. But anyway, thank you so much. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.